Hellos and welcomes back everyone. AnthWolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as our Sith warrior Darth Curze. Where we last left off, we had finally finished the third chapter of the Sith warrior storyline, and finally killed our former master Darth Barris in front of the Dark Council no less, and they acknowledged us as the Emperor's Wrath. Of course, going on right now, we're still at war with the Republic as the Sith Empire, and we are called upon to render our services once more to the Imperials so we can finally crush the Republic and win this war. So, we need to go back to the Imperial fleet. Before we do that, we did get a message from Servant 1. The false voice is silenced. Darth Barris exposed, broken, and discarded. The Emperor's most pleased wrath. The Hand applauds your actions, regrets its absence. We have been summoned home. This war no longer requires us on the front lines. Know that the Emperor wishes to meet his wrath, but present circumstances do not allow it. Instead, he offers this gift, a fitting reward for the Emperor's wrath. You will remain the wrath, enforcer of the Emperor's will. The Hand will contact you again, when the time is right. Now, I'm not sure in terms of the timeline, and I imagine most of the player classes, their endings kind of all occur in some way, shape or form. Obviously, to say that the future of Corellia could be up for debate whether or not the Imperials or the Republic have claimed it, depending on what player class you're playing at the time. But if we look at, say, the Jedi Knight story arc and how it ends, in the Dark Temple on Droman Cass, the Jedi Knight actually confronts the Sith Emperor and defeats him. Now, whether or not then the Emperor is dead, or whether or not that was another body he happened to be possessing, it's up for debate, whether or not that was his original body or not. But in, say, the Jedi Knight storyline, each of the planets we visited, Voss, Belsavis, and Corellia, he is attempting to enact a ritual to gain even more power, and the Jedi Knight's activities are to put a stop to him and defeat him, which they end up doing. So that very well might be a reason why we haven't been offered the opportunity to meet the Sith Emperor, because he is dead. Potentially. But maybe the Emperor's Hand keeping that to themselves. Either way, the Empire is still ruled primarily by the Dark Council, and they are leading the laying down the rules and direction, the focus needed. So we are going to go back to the Imperial fleet. We'll just use the emergency fleet pass. Okay. And I think there's a droid we need to speak to start an optional mission chain. We have yet to start the first expansion, Rise of the Hutt Cartel, though we'll probably take this character, Darth Curze, into the expansions. But before that, there is an optional series of missions we can do, which I rather enjoy doing. So here we are, and we shall. Who should we take as our companion? I'm still tempted to take Jacer. Trying to think if anyone else is relevant to what's going to be going on. It would be Jacer or Quinn most likely, but Quinn, despite him sacrificing himself or putting himself in danger protecting Darth Varon on Corellia, I don't have a great I'm still wary of him. I'm mindful of his activities. Oh dear, people are infected by the Rakul plague. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Either way, just over here is T9M6.
My lord, Morphricus, I'm recruiting the Empire's most powerful warriors for the final push in the war. We call it Operation Dark Ice. Your reputation precedes you. Do we have your support?
What is Operation Dark Ice?
I'm sending the coordinates for the planet Ilum. Used to be a frozen wasteland only a few Jedi bothered with. But a few weeks ago, Imperial scientists discovered a way to turn Adegan lightsaber crystals into the most significant breakthrough in military technology since the hyperdrive.
Let me guess. These Adegan lightsaber crystals can only be found on Ilum.
Ilum is the biggest supply, and our scientists have had more success with Ilum's crystals than any other kind. The Empire won on Corellia, but it was costly. We're outnumbered. We need the technological edge. We need Ilum's crystals. But as usual, the Republic's intent on interfering.
How is the Republic interfering? Do you have a plan for stopping them?
I have a few ideas, but I want your input. Ilum's a nasty place. Cold as Hoth, covered in ice and mountainous terrain. Makes moving large armies impossible. I hope to see you soon.
So our star maps have been updated. And so we need to investigate the situation in Operation Dark Ice. Meant to give the Empire a military or technological advantage. Imperial fleet is busy this afternoon. Oh, hello. Take that lore object and up to the Sith warrior hangar once again. We could use the legacy quick ability. Doesn't take us really too long to walk to the hangar. Now, I forgot where Ilum is. Maybe in the unknown regions, perhaps? I guess we'll find out. Our companions do wish to speak to us. We'll probably have a conversation with them before we start the expansions. Yeah, it's in the unknown regions. The mountainous ice planet Ilum is home to one of the Jedi Order's most distant outposts. Nestled between snow-covered crags is an enclave used by the Jedi for generations, a shelter from the cold and launching point for journeys into Ilum's exotic crystal caves. These caves produce some of the most rare and powerful lightsaber crystals in the galaxy. Ilum hosts no indigenous population, although a number of large animals survive in its environment. Its temperatures fail to reach the most extremes of Hoth, but it has never been a target for colonization or occupation. So, it's not as bad, but still very much an ice world, similar to Hoth. And it's a contested area. We may encounter players from the Republic here. There we are, okay. Let's get ourselves down to the planet's surface. Ilum is not a particularly large world. I might set this up as in the PvP instance again. As I doubt we'll encounter any Republic players in said instance, but you never know. if anything, we might encounter some level 70 players doing the heroic missions. But then again, some of the Republic players won't have the same heroic missions as we will as Imperials, so again, chances are low. But we'll set ourselves up for... Oop, wrong one. Set ourselves up on the PvP instance, and we'll see what happens. Need to take a shuttle down to the planet's surface. We don't have a Sith Warrior story arc here. In fact, I don't think there are any more Warrior story arcs. Rather just experiencing the one individual storyline that's available. We have another droid for the flashpoint known as Directive 7. And we have various crew skill trainers. Ooh.
Looking to upgrade your arsenal?
You have anything of interest? Ooh. Nope, come on. Oh, we only have Dark 1 and Light 5. Okay. Anything else?
Good hunting.
Is there a diplomacy? I doubt it really matters. I wonder if 600 is the current cap for various skills. It used to be when you got the 400, when the expansions came out, you had to go to your crew skill trainer and they would you would pay a little bit of credits to unlock the 400 to 450 and then the 500 and so on. I think 600 might be the newest cap and it's just unlocked naturally for you. But I say we don't really need to play with diplomacy anymore because we are firmly entrenched in the dark side.
Stop slacking.
So we have an Imperial base of operations. Yeah, let's switch over to the PvP instance. I guess we can judge how many players there might be on the Republic side by how many players there are on the Imperial side. I imagine there'll be 3. 3 if we're lucky. And so they said 3. Hey, I'm a good guess. So if we open the map here, this is the entire map of Ilum. The Republic's mostly based here on the west side of the map, and we're over here in the east. And we may meet around here. And we might meet for a couple of heroics if we do any. But apart from that, we're not really going to encounter one another. So let's not worry about it. So there's individuals who we can speak to, but let's speak to the Grand Moff first of all and see what the situation is. Is there any NPCs of interest? Ooh, companion customization vendor.
See anything you like?
Wrists, not interesting.
You won't find a better bargain.
I think I've seen all these before. Yeah, they're the basic ones.
Come back anytime.
Social items?
What can I get for you?
Galactic Party Bomb. We need social 10 or above.
Come back anytime.
That sucks. Social, you get social points by doing flashpoints and things. Things that you would normally need to be in a group to do. So our social points are practically non-existent, and our valor you get from winning PvP matches and killing people in PvP, like out in the world, like we are. So yeah, our valor's non-existent either.
I see 3 flaws, Major. You've split your forces, you're vulnerable in the air, and you take our enemy for idiots. You think that Jedi isn't expecting this? Out!
Yes, sir.
My lord, thank you for coming. If it weren't for the Sith, the Empire would collapse all around us.
Thank you, Morfregus. I am honored.
It's my honor. If there were more Sith, the Empire would be in better shape. Adegan crystals. Imperial scientists can now transform these glitzy bits of rock into the most powerful stealth technology in the galaxy. We want every ship in the Imperial Armada fitted with this tech. An unstoppable stealth armada.
You said something over Hollow about Republic interference.
To succeed, we need 2 things. To control Ilum's crystal supply, and to bring our fleet safely to Ilum for modification. Ilum's no place for a war. Narrow passages, sharp jutting rocks, and the coldest wind you ever felt. But that Republic Admiral wants a war. He sent Jedi Master Jaric Kaedan to lead the Republic's elite alien armies on the ground. Kaedan's pinned us in.
If they want a war, we'll give it to them. How do you plan to counter Master Kaedan?
I plan to kill him. The Jedi think of Ilum as their planet. Only 2 of them were here when we arrived, but they have ruins scattered around the place. The ruins housing Master Kaedan's base are too small for anything but a strike team, and they're surrounded by cliffs full of Duras shock troopers.
It sounds like this Jedi is defenseless without his shock troopers.
No Jedi is really defenseless, but the shock troopers are key. Our only chance is to lure the Duras shock troopers into the open, where they're vulnerable. I've established fake supply depots between here and the ruins. Master Kaedan is over-aggressive. He's already mobilized the shock troopers to capture the depots, clean out the Duros at the supply depots, and then assault the ruins base.
It's pretty simple. So we need to deal with the Duros Republic squads and potentially activate or deploy the turrets. May as well get some more command point experience while we're doing this. We do have a load of side missions we can pick up. We'll deal with Master Kaedan now. And we'll look at maybe doing some side missions later. I say we spent almost 15 minutes just arriving on the planet, so I would like to get the first bit of the storyline done. But it is kind of a story arc chain quest. And as we do more of these missions, more side missions will also become available as well. So we have turrets right here we can activate.
They're not dead.
There's actually a heroic mission just up here. So you just need to keep our head on a bit of a swivel. Because I say if that's a heroic mission that the Republic could do, then they might be around, potentially. And they do have a couple of stealth classes. Am I paranoid? Yes, I am. I think as my bounty hunter, that heroic mission that we will probably end up doing is actually one of the harder ones that you can normally do. You can pull a lot of strong enemies together. There's another turret. Okay. That's one squad dealt with. We just need to deal with the other one. And then hopefully that will leave Master Kaedan open for assault. Well, that was the plan, at least. 5 people on Ilum now. I say it's likely people doing heroic missions than coming out and looking for someone to fight a PvP, but we'll see. So this is the other fake depot. I think that's the way up to where Master Kaedan is.
You're not dead.
This is not the time to be looting bodies. He dodged my thrown lightsaber.
Master, when we return to the ship, I'd appreciate some time to talk. Hello now.
Now, one of these classes, and it's probably the Defender, has a stun ability from what I can recall.
slacking.
Oh, a stealth champion.
Is there trouble, Master Kaedan?
No, Admiral. My guests have simply arrived sooner than expected. Rest assured this war can only end one way.
The Empire demands your termination.
I'll show the Empire what it can do with its demands. Troopers, join me for the Republic.
Now, Jaric. I'm sure he's a member of the Jedi Council. I was actually looking at a tall fashion, like kind of a few days ago now, looking at trooper ideas, and Jaric Kaedan, someone had actually created him in tall fashion, using what armors he's actually wearing. Yeah, one of the senior members of the Jedi Council, Jaric Kaedan, was born on the Outer Rim. He's a harsh taskmaster. Yeah, he's one of the most capable Jedi with a lightsaber. And we killed him, of course. Also, there's a forward base of operations. Doesn't really matter which one we travel back to. Ah, so that's the actual heroic mission terminal. How many heroic missions are there in Ilum? 1. Oh, just the 1. Okay, interesting. Well, I actually know where the NPC is to actually take that mission, so that's fine.
This is a military matter, Malgus.
You appealed to the Dark Council for help. Here I am.
Master Kaedan is dead.
See, Malgus, we have everything under control.
Members of the Dark Council are not convinced. Darth Malgus, I'll just be observing for the time being.
Observing, hmm? Before his death, Master Kaedan ordered an army of Kaleesh mercenaries to take our only functioning crystal mine. We need the crystals. We need that mine. I want the Republic's Kaleesh army destroyed. Show the galaxy the price of allying with the Republic.
So what exactly do you want me to do?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The victory on Corellia cost us nearly 1/10 of our forces. That's hardly a rate of attrition we can support, is it?
Does this have something to do with the mission, Malgus?
The Kalish are warlike, ritualistic people. In my brief time on Kali, I observed the ritual by which they chose their war leader. Challenge their general. Win their respect, and they will defend that mine to the death. For the Empire.
Aliens. You want us to recruit aliens?
It sounds like we could use some allies.
I'm in charge of this operation, not Malgus. The mine is at the end of a crystal cave, with several Republic outposts guarding it. Sure, challenge the Kalish General, then bring me his head.
You forget your place, Moff. I am the Emperor's wrath.
Apologies, my lord. We both want to win this war.
Go to the mine, gather the weapons of the Kalish warriors, and plant them in the ice to initiate the rite of challenge.
So it seems the Grand Moff and Malgus are butting heads in this operation. Great. I do like Malgus's idea first. Obviously, the Grand Moff is a bit racist, but then that's kind of the Imperial way. It's been ingrained in them for years. Of course, having allies as immediately fodder, if anything, would be acceptable as well. Anyhows, we'll break this video here. We have a G4T to give us the heroic mission that was also on the terminal over there. And there are plenty of side missions we can pick up before we may want to go over and play with the Kalish, who are defending the Adegan crystal mine. Yes, I think I should actually put those words in the right order. It's one of those days. Anyhow, I'll break this video here, and as I say, when we come back, we'll pick up some of the side missions, see what's available, see what people want us to do, and if we like the idea of any, then obviously we'll take them on board on our way to the mining facility. But, as always, this has been AnthWolf playing Star Wars The Old Republic. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope you all take care. I'll see you all for more next time. Until then, no. Bye-bye now.